This is Ben Shalom and you're watching Sporting Icons.
All right, Jamie, good to see you. How are you?
I'm all good, and yourself?
Oh, I'm very, very well. Thank you very much. So, how was your New Year, your Christmas period? Were you training? Take some time off?
Yeah, I was actually training throughout the Christmas period, because we had a potential fight date, so we just had to stay ready. I was doing I was sparring throughout the Christmas week, the New Year week, so I've been in the gym.
Okay. So, is the fight date confirmed now?
It's not confirmed yet, but there is a date on February, I think February 11th. So we're just waiting on a confirmation and we'll know from then. But February 11th is the next fight date, potential fight date.
Okay. Do you have an opponent locked in or?
Not just yet, but there's a few names thrown around, and I think people, I won't say necessarily surprised, but I mean the guy's not a chump. Like the names being thrown, the names that have been put into the hat. So yeah, we're just looking into that opponent. Me and my team, but it's a fight that I do want to take. It's to help my career and get on. So yeah, for me, it is the right fight.
Okay.
At the moment.
Well, I look forward to seeing who that is because it's going to be then.
Yeah.
Do you think that prospect should be fighting early? Step ups early?
Say that. It depends how old you are as well. Sometimes, if you're older, I guess it makes sense to push in a bit quicker. But if you're young, I expect the prospects to take their time. Being younger, you have a lot of time to learn because you don't want to be rushed very quickly all the way to the top, and you still got a lot of years to go of being at the top. So when you're young, take your time and gain as much experience as you can. But as the age gets on, well, being a heavyweight, you obviously can box for a longer period. But I believe it's with timing. It's with timing basically.
So why do boxing and not wrestling? Because I think I read it right earlier that your father was a professional wrestler.
Yeah, he was. He was a professional wrestler in Congo and over here.
Yeah.
And he also taught freestyle wrestling. I don't know if you're familiar with the style. Greco-Roman wrestling, freestyle wrestling is the one that is done in the Olympics on the mats. So all my siblings, including myself, we had to compete. We had no choice about it. There's no way we could say no, so we had to do it. So we all did it. But yeah, my dad was a professional wrestler. That's the entertainment side. It's not. I don't consider it real wrestling, but they do hurt each other by slamming each other and stuff like that. But the real wrestling is actually the freestyle wrestling.
Yeah. So you prefer boxing then?
100%. There's a reason why I'm here. Definitely. But for me, boxing makes a lot more sense, and you can build a career with it. With
make money on
with
too.
wrestling. Yeah, exactly. You can make money with wrestling. I don't think you can make as much money unless you do the entertainment side of it. So yeah.
I suppose that's not good for your opponent in the clinch because you know what you're going to do. You got some like a cheeky little tweaks here and there.
You know what? The wrestling has helped me with my clinching and movement on the inside. It actually has. That one I can't deny. So yeah, it does give me an advantage at times. Yeah.
Now you had a very good amateur career. I mean, you represented England. You represented the Democratic Republic of the Congo, where you got a silver in 2019, wasn't it?
Yeah. That fight actually was supposed to be overturned and I was supposed to be given a gold medal. The judges, the national team, the Congolese national team put in a request to get that turned over because the judging was a bit funny. It took 20 minutes for them to read the verdict, and the arguments were going on, and then I ended up losing a 3-2 split. And a riot kicked off right after. And when the riot kicked off, I had to be taken out of the ring and whatnot. People were upset with the result, and the judges of that fight actually got suspended pending investigation.
Wow.
But obviously, the COVID kicked in, everything slowed down, and because of that fight, that guy ended up going to the Olympics. Yeah, because he had a gold medal. Because he got he got picked to go to the Olympics because of that gold medal that he won in the African Games. So it was just an unfortunate situation for me. And from then I said, you know what? Because I was waiting around to hear what happens. And when I heard that he was going instead of me, I said, you know what, let me just turn professional. And here I am, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that a lot. That like a lot of fighters, they're already. It's almost like the referee, the judges know who's winning before the bell even goes.
Yeah. Do you know what? I don't even know what it is, but I guess he was the favorite. I was the new boy that just came on the scene. Let's put it that way. I was the new boy that came because that was like my first big competition with Congo.
Yeah.
So I guess it was more like this kid was doing well, has been doing well, you know,
Yeah.
and I guess it was his time to win the African Games because he came second last time as well. So it's a different type of politics, but it is what it is. Can't complain.
Do you speak the language? Do you speak French in that then?
I don't speak French, but I do speak Lingala, which is the main language, number one language, and then French is the second.
Yeah. And my wife's like that because my wife's from Morocco, so like she speaks Arabic, Moroccan, and then French.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Moroccans speak French, yeah.
I mean, like speaking of the Congo, are you like a big supporter of say like a Martin Bakole and Makabu, these kind of ones?
Oh, most definitely, because they're my people representing hard and representing well, you know. And I actually know Bakole personally, so
yeah,
I'm always supporting him. You know, a very good fighter. He's representing us well, and he's doing well in the heavyweight division. He's close to a world title too. You know, so always supporting him. But yeah, hopefully maybe one day me and him could probably put on a big fight. Obviously, I'm building my career. He's still building his career. Obviously, he's at the top, to be honest, but I'm building my career.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day we can put a big showdown between me and him, heavyweights, Congolese heavyweights. We could put a big showdown in Kinshasa where Muhammad Ali and George Foreman fought.
Oh, that'd be mint, wouldn't it? Yeah, formerly Zaire, isn't it?
Yeah, it used to be known as Zaire. So me and Bakole, hopefully one day we can do something big for the country. Even though I support him, but it would be good to make history together.
Absolutely. No, I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I mean, like Stephen, like Jim Robinson, he said that when he sparred Bakole, like quite a few times, he says he's the most unrelenting sparring partner he's ever been in with. He just don't leave you alone.
Yeah.
And apparently, he's not even out of second gear.
Yeah. He just stays in one gear, just touching you. But that style actually blows people out. And I feel like he's developed that style as he got on, like as he was getting on in his career. Because early on, he was more of a he would throw a lot of heavy shots. But now I think he understood how to control his pace and, you know, break people down. And he's doing really well. To beat the way he beat Tony Yoka, the same way that
one-sided beatdown.
It was mad. It was a good beatdown, you know. It made me happy because, you know, a lot of people put a lot of shine on these Olympians and whatnot, and they forget about everyone else.
Yeah.
And so for someone like Bakole, who never went to the Olympics, probably don't have similar like amateur background as Yoka, doing that to Yoka says a lot. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay attention to everyone. You can't just pay attention to just the Olympians. So for me, it was a good statement made. It was good.
I mean, I'm glad you said that because it kind of like it reminded me, like Stephen, he said, because we're thinking about like a Frazer Clarke, how good Frazer Clarke is and whatever else, and he's like, people will overlook like a TKV. Don't overlook TKV. He's as good as a Frazer Clarke.
Yeah, no, definitely. I put in as much work as he does. I've had 72 amateur fights. You know, I've had the experience. It's not like I'm lacking in experience. I'm not lacking in training. I'm not like everything. I have everything that he could have at the moment. I'm not gonna lie to you, like in terms of training. So I know I can perform. I'm putting I personally think I beat him. I beat him personally because I don't think he's on the ball right now. Like I've seen him in the gym. You know, I've seen him spar. I don't think he's on point. So I think this is my opportunity. Like if I fight him now, hopefully he fixes up a little bit. But if I fight him now, I think I'll be a big risk for him, to be honest.
Is that the kind of thing that you'd like with like a Frazer Clarke at some point this year? I'm not saying next or in the next couple of fights, but maybe towards the end of the year, where obviously you both have, I don't know, maybe a title on the line, some fourth title, and obviously a bit more money.
Yeah. So I personally think we'll probably fight for a title, a British title, hopefully English title, whatever title is available for us. I feel like we'll fight for a title, and when we do, it will be for good money, good exposure, a big show. Hopefully we can headline the show. So yeah, that when I do fight Frazer Clarke, he won't turn it down. I know he wants to fight me, and I want to fight him, and we're gonna get at it when it's time for us to fight. And for me, it's gonna be a great matchup. Personally, I think it'll be a great matchup.
You've got me excited about that fight now. Which just reminded me, you defended Stephen and Campbell on social media against Frazer.
Steve? Both of them? Yeah, of course. Because there's no, how can you disrespect people who are doing well? He's doing well. He's doing his thing. It's just the way he says things is quite disrespectful. Like, I ain't trying to box at his level. What level are you talking about? He's a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing, and for me, he just sounds like he's hating, and I just hate that because he did the same thing to me. I'm not sure if you know. No, that's the reason why so we've been going back and forth only because my second fight, I knocked out Jake Darnell, and they must have asked him the same question, asked him if I was on his radar. And then he says, nah, I'll just use Jeamie as like a tune-up fight. That'll be my next fight after my injury. So that's what he was saying. So I must have stuck it on him online, and then we've been going back and forth. And I've seen him in the gym after we spoke before. It's obviously not deeper than what it is.
Yeah.
But it is. But he did come across quite disrespectful. So when he tried to do the same again to Steve Robinson, I just jumped on him. Like, come on, you can't be just talking crap all the time, man. So for me, what he needs to do is get in the gym and stop commentating. He commentates way too much, always at shows. I've never seen any prospect or any upcoming boxer doing more media work than training than him. Like, he does the most media work I've ever seen. So, boy.
It sounds like you two definitely have to get it on.
Say that again?
Sounds like you two have to just get it on. You have to get it on.
Yeah, 100%. We've got to settle it. I personally think I'll beat him, and it'll be a proper beatdown. Like, people won't expect it. I will be the underdog, and I love being the underdog. That's the best feeling because he will have the pressure and I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to be the underdog in that fight and just to take him out, man, and just surprise people. That's my thing, surprising people.
Well, a win over somebody like Frazer will just propel you.
Say that again?
A win over somebody like Frazer will just propel your profile. Yeah,
it would. It will really push me up, and it will up the world rankings, and just cement myself in the British heavyweight scene. Put myself in a good position. So that'll be a good fight for me. So I would take it any time it's offered to me. I'll take it.
Now, you're 3 fights in as a professional. It looks like you haven't struggled with the transition at all from amateur to pro.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? I had a professional style as an amateur, a little bit, but at times obviously I had to switch in between. But I used to spar a lot of pros, I used to watch a lot of professional boxing, as I guess everyone does, but I used to take in a lot of professional stuff. And so as I transitioned into professional, I started training with Barry Smith and Ben Davison, and they really made me slow down my movement instead of being all too quick, like as a 3-rounder. They made sure that I was technically correct. Everything had to be technical, you know what I'm saying? So that's actually helped me develop and improve and become better as a professional. And that's all we do now. We just work on technique. So that's actually helping me in the ring. So it's really important to work on all that, the aspect of things, technique and slowing things down and practicing on counters and stuff like that is very important. But technique is number one. You got to work on technique. And that's how I've improved, and it's helped my transition from amateur to pro.
And Ben Davison's very underrated as a technical coach, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, very, very underrated. And plus he's very I don't know, I could call him a genius. Like you can tell he really loves the sport. He studies the sport, you know, alongside Lee Wiley. They really study the sport and they pick technical stuff and small things that people don't pick up, they will pick up, and they really study the game. And with them studying the game and dropping us the knowledge, it really helps us. And he's not just a trainer, he does more than just, train us. He teaches us. That's the mean. He teaches us boxing.
Speaking of development, what do you think of Olympics potentially removing boxing from the Olympic
Games? That's the worst thing they can do, man, because everyone works towards going to the Olympics. So if you remove the Olympics from boxing, I mean, all the greats, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray, like you can name, there's so many greats that come through Olympics. Evander Holyfield, Medrick Taylor, Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker, whoever. There's so many names, yeah? Those guys have gone through the Olympics, yeah? And then you're going to take away from the younger guys coming up who admire these guys. I mean, I think that's the worst thing to do. You can make these boxers lose passion as well. Some people could turn pro too early as well, because they think, okay, there's no point of actually staying amateur. Let me just turn professional. And sometimes people get value for going to the Olympics. Certain people get good deals, just like the Ben Whitaker, the Frazer Clarke. They got their good deals through the Olympics. So if there's no Olympics, how can some of these guys get good deals that could change their lives, So for me, it's probably one of the worst things it can be that the Olympics can do, to be honest.
Do you think maybe that's one of the reasons why Moses Atuma has now decided to turn pro at 18?
No, I personally think, obviously, he knows he's capable of hanging around with the big boys. And so he feels like he wants to get in, probably make history, just like Mike Tyson, get in young and probably get out young, You never know. But I don't think it was it's for that reason. Because if he did go Olympics, I think he would win a medal for sure. But he feels like he's ready now at 18, then do it. I feel like, personally, I don't think he even needs Olympics because he's made a name for himself. And not only has he made a name for himself, he's capable, his skill set wise, everything. I think he's really good. He'll be a very, very good pro.
Have you sparred him?
Yeah, I sparred him. The first time I ever sparred him, I must have sparred Fabio Woodley the day before. I think I did 6 or 8 rounds with Fabio.
Yeah.
And then he was supposed to spar someone else. And then after, he said, the guy didn't want to come down and spar. Can I spar you? Because I've known him from when he was 12. He was a big kid. So then I said, yeah, cool, no problem. Thinking, he's just a kid, I'll just move around with him. Yeah. Literally, he was the sharpest person I've ever come across. So sharp. Boom, boom. What? Sharpest kid I came across. So the second time we sparred, I had to make sure I was on point. I ain't sparring the day before and taking it lighter than I did for the first time. So, and then we had a good spar. But you know what I'm saying? I know he's a talent. I know he's special. Like when he comes on the scene, people will see.
They said that you sparred Fabio. What do you make of Fabio on the fact that he had 0 amateur career, only, was it 7 white collar fights or something? And now he's British champion.
I don't think he even had. I think he said he only had. I spoke to him about that. He said I think he's had 2 or 3 white collar fights. That is unbelievable. Like I say to him, you are athletically blessed. There's something about you that I don't know what it is, but technically he's not bad either. Like if you look at him, he's not technically bad, because some people, if they haven't had the experience, they're technically bad.
Right.
Him, it doesn't show. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's strong and he's fit. He can move. I always say to him, how the hell did you only have 3 white collar, not even amateurs, white collar fights, and you're at this level? Like, he actually impresses me. I find it so impressive. He beat the odds. Not many people would expect to have a career like that and do what he's done. So hats off to him, man. He's done very well.
That's like my thinking with Fabio as well. No matter what happens in his career now, he's achieved.
Yeah, he's achieved exactly, and like from here, he could probably move on and fight for European titles, I guess Commonwealth, and just move up. I feel like he'll do well at world level just because of his power.
Yeah.
He'll be able to hurt like a lot of the top guys. So and the experience that he's getting, oh man, listen, even like when he does, hopefully he becomes a world champion, and that one is going to shock the world because if he does become a world champion, people are going to be thinking, wait, hold up, we only had three white. It might change the way people think about boxing sometimes. So, yeah.
And then maybe people go, actually, maybe we don't need the Olympics then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. So I think
How
that.
many fights? So you had 3 fights last year. How many fights are you hoping to have this year? What's like Sky's plan for you?
Minimum 4. We're gonna go for 4 minimum. So, but we're gonna try to push for 5.
Okay. And you're starting off on February the 11th with an opponent to be announced soon then?
Yeah. So an opponent will be announced. But I'll give you a little clue. I'll give you a little clue. The opponent will be American. I'll
Okay.
just leave it like that. Yeah, the opponent will be American. But he's experienced. That's all. I'll let you work it out.
There's a couple that come to mind already.
Yeah. Like you, go and drop some names.
Okay. Would it be Jared Washington? Chris Ariola?
Nah, do you know what? Them guys are up there, but
Jerry Forrest?
you know what? I think I'll wait. You know, I'll leave it until the announcement.
Okay, do that.
I'll leave it to the announcement. Yeah.
Yeah, if you do that, I'll get a phone call from Sky. What are you getting out of him for? So, well, sounds a bit then that you do actually want to be fast tracked then. Not too fast,
right
obviously,
pace.
but
Yeah, at the right pace. Because at the same time, you don't want to just like I said earlier, you don't want to get pushed up so fast track so quickly where there's no way back. You can't turn back. You're stuck at that level. No, not stuck at that level, but you're just there at that level, only there and above. So I just got to take my time. Obviously, the right fights, but these are people that I know I can beat. My team know I can beat. So why not take it and fight them? Why not? I guess it makes the fans happy, makes Sky happy. Why not? And I'm happy fighting these people. So if the time is right, the fight is right, and it's taking me up at the right pace, I'll fight. I'll take it.
So are you saying that you're pretty much done with journeyman right now?
Not saying that because there's different level of journeyman. You know what I'm saying? I'll fight whoever they put in front of me, who I feel like is the right fight. The person might be 4-0, 3-0. As long as I know I can beat him, I'll fight him.
Yeah.
Even if I feel like I can't beat him, I'll still go and scrap knowing myself. But no matter the record, I'm dead. Like my last opponent, he was undefeated. You know what I'm saying? The 2 people he's fought, 3-0, 5-0. Not a lot of people wanted to take that fight. Not on my side. I'm talking about other boxers. I'm not gonna say names. But other boxers, they want to fight him, and I said, no, I'll take that fight. We took the fight, and we ended up doing what we did to him. But and he had a good record, didn't have videos. A lot of people wouldn't take that fight. The fact that he had no videos and he was giving prospects trouble, not losing, So I'm just ready for anyone, man. Anyone to put in front of me, I'm there for a fight.
So it's going to be an exciting year for Scotland.
For sure. 100%.
So what do you think about the top end of the heavyweight division? What do you think of the undisputed fight between Fury and Usyk?
Oh, you know what? That's a fight that I actually want to see because I feel like everyone's out the way now. So there's only them 2 left. So I feel like they should have the fight. And after, well, I expect Fury to win. I want Fury to win. I want the title to come back to the UK. So that's the main thing. We need the title to come back to the UK. But then when Fury wins, I actually want to see him and Anthony Joshua. I think that would be a big, big showdown in the summer. Hopefully that could happen time-wise. But it's interesting. It's interesting.
I mean, if you was managing or advising Anthony Joshua, what kind of opponent would you like to see him in with next?
I wouldn't put him against Wilder. There's no point of fighting Wilder without a belt, like a title. Like it don't make sense. That fight, you can't just be fighting him out. Like you guys generate so much money alone, like their names. Imagine them two fighting. That's a big fight. That needs to be for a world title. So take your time, fight whoever's in the top 10, 15, fight whoever's there, people you can beat but are very good, So just in that sense, take over with those type of fights until maybe you win the title or Wilder wins the title, then you go for that. But I wouldn't go for Wilder straight away because I heard something about him fighting Wilder. For me, I wouldn't recommend that straight away. That's a bigger fight and it should only be for a world title.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, what do you think about maybe Joe Joyce versus Wilder? Like that fight?
Yeah.
Joe Joyce versus Wilder.
Ooh. You know what? That's when Joyce's chin will be really tested.
Yeah.
But if Joyce can actually weather the storm and take all the punishment, I actually believe he can really hurt Wilder. That I've seen in his previous with his previous opponent, he's relentless. He comes forward, and I feel like that style is all wrong for Wilder. As you can see, Fury done the same thing. Was coming forward relentless, and ended up stopping him twice. So with Joyce, it might be the same result as long as he can take them punches.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like people say about Joe Joyce's chin, and he's got an incredible chin, but everybody's got that button. Just that one gone.
Everyone's got it, but some people are different than others. You get what I'm saying? And Joyce is known to have a very thick bone density. So he's able to take punishment. I guess everyone has different bone density, so it depends on how you're built and stuff. But everyone, just like you said, everyone does have that switch button, so it only takes one shot.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like even if you fight in journeyman, you still have to be careful because you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Then journeyman can fight. Yeah, that's like it happened to someone I know called Peter Kadiri.
Okay.
I don't know if you know him, the German. He used to spar Anthony Joshua a lot, the black German. Yeah, so he was fighting a journeyman, and won't say a proper journeyman, but he's someone that he should beat. Yeah, the guy caught him with a random uppercut, expected to beat him, caught him with a random uppercut, dropped him in the first round and got stopped. So, I mean, it can happen to anyone. Like that was a fight that he was supposed to win. Not sure what's going to happen with his career, but I do expect him to carry on and go on. But that's a prime example. Anything can happen, because that was a fight for him to win, and he ain't the only one that's happened to a lot of boxers. So you always got to stay in the ball at all times.
That's the thing, because it's like people look at someone like a Sokolowski, they look at his record, but really, he's not really a journeyman, like not a proper journeyman.
Nah, he's not. He's not at all. He's stopped a few prospects, I think. He's stopped a few prospects.
Nick Webb, nailable.
Yeah.
Could have beaten David Adelaide.
Yeah. And he's beat prospects on points as well. So yeah. See, like opponents like that. I will fight an opponent like that. I like that. I like a challenge, and the fact that he's done what he's done, he's beat this, I like that. It keeps me on point. I like being on point in the ring. So, an opponent like that, I'll 100% be on point. But that ain't the only fight I got to be on point with. It's everyone. Everyone, you got to be on point with everyone.
Oh, of course. I mean, when you look at, say, for example, like in-house for like boxer, and then you look at, say, like a Matchroom. Obviously, you got like a Solomon Dakers, you got Johnny Fisher, and whatever else, and Queensbury, you got like David Adelaide, these kind of ones. Would you like them to do like some kind of tournament or something? Let's just put everyone together. Let's just see who comes out on top.
Do you know what? It would probably happen only if it made sense money wise. If it made a lot of money, then it will happen without a question. But the fact that it probably won't make sense money wise, career wise for a few people who are trying to build and get to the top, it will probably be one of the hardest things to do. Unless they're both at the top, like the Super Six. How they used to do, everyone's fighting for a world title. Unless it's at that level, I don't think that will happen.
Yeah. But it's understandable, though. It's understandable.
Yeah, it is understandable. Yeah, but it would be interesting. It would be very interesting to see who stays at the top. I mean, everyone fighting each other. Yeah, that'll be very interesting. That'll be very, very interesting.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it goes back to you and Frazer Clarke. At some point this year, it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I personally feel that it might be the end of this year, but we'll see. We'll see how he progresses and I progress. So only time will tell.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been great talking to you, Jeamie. I appreciate your time. You're a quality
Thank
guy.
you.
And
Appreciate it.
like Stephen said about you, people need to take notice. People need to watch who you are because you're going to be something.
Thank you. Big shout out to Big Steve Robinson. Big shout out to Steve.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.